How's it going, guys? Uno Gaming back again. Just doing another 1v1. This was on the ranked matchmaking. Again, I'm playing Slaanesh against Ogres this time. I decided to bring a bit more of a cavalry heavy build this time. I'm just again getting the grips with some of the units and just genuinely trying to get a little bit better. The army I took straight off the bat was, instead of Nakari this time, I took a Herald of Slaanesh Shadow fully decked out, and I took her on a Seeker just for that bit extra added mobility. We've got a 4-squad blob of frontline. We've got 2 spears, 3 spears and 1 Hell Scourge, and then 2 squads of Demonettes of Slaanesh to back up, followed by 2 more squads of Hellstriders, 3rd squad of Hellstriders over here, and then just a simple squad of Hellstriders with spears. Going forward, I didn't expect what my opponent chose to play off the get-go. I thought I would be perhaps dealing with... I expected the Gorges, and I expected more of sort of an Iron Blaster, not the Lead Belchers, especially not the Stonehorn. Initially, I thought it might be best if I moved some cavalry up round the side here, and then moved my blob forward. The big mistake I made here, which is what you're about to see, is I move my squads down this little area here, give it a little bit of a fast forward so you get to see. And ultimately, what this allowed him to do was straight off the bat, we should see if I here get quite a few shots straight into the lead belt, straight into my infantry off the Lead Belchers, and they're all nicely grouped, just for him to do so. I tried to flank on the left hand side with 2 squads of Hellstriders. Straight away, we get 4 Sabertusk packs out, just to try and intercept them. On the right hand side, I did manage to squeeze some cavalry through just to try and disrupt the Lead Belchers. In my head, I thought my best plan was to disrupt the Lead Belchers. Another mistake here, I send this squad of Hellstriders onto the Stonehorn. What I should have done was move the Hellstriders around and harass more squads of Lead Belchers. I get myself caught in this awful blob fight here, where this singular tyrant is keeping 5-6 squads all bottled up. It means where I may have had the number advantage at this point, I've just automatically lost it just off this blob fight. I notice this and do try and force path through it. As we can see, some Hell Scourges do manage to get in, but they do get hit by a unholy amount of fire on the way in, and then we're just trying to harass a little bit with a Herald of Shadows. The Stonehorn again is proving to be quite a nuisance. I did summon some extra Hellstriders with spears to push off the Sabertusks, but again here this is a blob that I didn't really want to take part in. What I should have done is used a bit better micro, pulled one of the Hellstrider squads round and used them to flank and collapse into the back of the Sabertusks, just to really get our benefits on the charge. This tyrant's doing an absolutely great job. The enemy straight away gets some crushers with great weapons in, and this blob fight here is just lost off the get-go. This caused me all the tempo that I had at the start of the game, just all of it gone. We left a squad of Hellstriders of Slaanesh over here, Hell Scourge variants, just to hopefully hold this point, which he's chosen to send some Gorges over. Right now, I felt a little bit confident, even though I may have, took some heavy casualties. I've managed to win the left-hand side engagement through brute force of cavalry, but this right here is a lot of cavalry to have sort of waiting around. So I get this, and you get the notification there. Due to my lapse, I let my Herald get shot and collapsed on. The Crushers managed to collapse on her, and the Lead Belchers again are just ripping shots. Realistically, I should have done this a bit better. I allowed my forces to get dragged out here, there and everywhere, and while I'm holding the points at the moment, a lot of my squads are broken and running away. A big improvement on this would be, one, to notice what all my squads are doing and to try and improve a little bit on where I'm around the map, and to really not have done this blob fight here, and to split my squads and maybe send half of them around the left hand side and half of them around the right would have been a bit better. I tried to summon some spawning and move them to the middle, followed up by 2 squads of demonettes and marauders with spears. I'm hoping I can use this to push on the middle and take it. My opponent's doing an absolutely great job with this Ging squad of crushers just pushing my cavalry off. I did try to get quite a cavalry-centric build this game, and I just didn't have the right micro to use them efficiently. I let them get stuck in blob fights and stuff like that. So we can see in the middle, I'm blobbing up again on the Tyrant, which in all fairness I should have just left a squad of demonettes there and sent all these elsewhere. I've used way too many resources trying to capture the middle. On the right hand side, the good news is I've managed to defeat the Gorgers. Managed to push them off the point. They're taking quite a battering. The poison debuff really helping sort of spin that in my favour. And then I managed to get some extra bodies on there. The Stonehorn is still causing me massive issues, and so are the squads of Crushers. Here I felt like I could sneak through, but he is covering his ranged units extremely well. Slaanesh units being notoriously light armoured, an armour of 15, just getting absolutely blasted by the lead belchers. But my opponent's running an absolutely amazing game, really covering his bases, meaning that he's stopping me from getting to these lead belchers, which means they can just get free value. 91 kills on that one, 41 on that one, 58 on that, and it's just been re-summoned. But we have secured the point on the right. The picture location's going in my favour there. We have the middle one secured, and we did lose the one on the left. I'm pulling ahead at points, but a few decisions that I made early on have really cost me sort of battlefield control. As you can see, the enemy's looking a lot more set up than I am. The Crushers are really pushing off my cavalry, and there's not much I can do to stop them, because again I've over-invested in this middle fight. Obviously I appreciate there's a lot of mistakes made in this game, but I'm hoping at the same time I can learn, and then the more games I play I'll gradually get better. You guys leaving comments on sort of how I could be better at Slaanesh, tips and tricks, things that you found works in games, even builds. My builds are not set and I'm just really trying different things. In my head I'm trying to pump out Hellstriders with spears just so I can try and get rid of the Crushers. This charge here would have been better if I got them in the rear charge to sandwich them in. But again, they're taking decent damage and I'm managing to damage. But again, here another mistake by myself. I managed to let these guys get absolutely demolished. And that really is what takes the game down to. I really should have used the flanks better to get round their firing arc, because the 4 squads of lead belchers are just, you know, just absolutely racking up the kills. 127 now on this squad, 38, 72, and then he automatically summons in some saber tusks just to, you know, get that sweeper unit. At this point, things are looking pretty dire already. In my head, I know I need to get rid of the iron guts. Well, the lead belchers, sorry, but I can't get rid of the lead belchers until I manage to clear off some of these sweeping units. The saber tusk pass, my opponent's doing an absolute cracking job with, and he's moving up his lead belchers in quite a staggered formation, so even if I charge one, he can still shoot me with the other, which I'm pretty sure we see here. I managed to get one squad in to deal damage to these, but this squad is still fully functioning and waiting behind. He automatically spins a saber tusk packs off to try and get this, and his marker on the packs just to cover his iron guts. Lead belchers, sorry, have been absolutely phenomenal. You'll have to excuse me getting some of the names wrong. I'm very new to the rosters and I'm just learning, so there will be a few things that I call wrong. But again, over time, I'm hoping that that'll iron out as I learn a bit more about the game and some of the rosters. These Hell Scourges are still holding this point strong, but as you can see already, the Crushers are coming over, and I'm pretty sure the Tyrant follows in a minute. Stonehorn, just again, I'm struggling so much to try and get rid of it. What I think I should have done is, instead of using the Herald, Keeper of Secrets and Exalted Keeper of Secrets would be absolutely phenomenal. The anti-large, one to get rid of the Stonehorns, good at getting rid of the cavalry, and then also beating a Tyrant. I personally prefer the one with the Slanesh abilities. I think the buffs you can get from that tree are absolutely crazy. So at this point, I can fast forward, and you can see that the game becomes pretty desperate. My opponent does this extremely well. I muster a little force and hope to try and get a little bit of a push. In my head now, I'm running full damage control, and I'm hoping if I can sort of push them away here, I might be able to drop some units down the middle, capture a point, because I'm still at this point 400 points up, and I had to give it my best go. I'm not one just to concede as soon as things are going tough, but as you can see, my opponent does a really well job of sort of trapping me in the spawn. He's playing ogres really well against me, and in all fairness, I've learned quite a lot. Glad that I got to play against him, and I've learned that my cavalry engagements could have been a lot more optimal, and my build really sort of let me down. That's everything for this video. I hope that sort of showed a little bit of a look and an interest into how I'm trying to improve, what I felt I didn't do right, and then also you can see how well my opponent actually played. 2,500 gold nearly on the Stonehorn. The Leadbelchers again put in a lot of work, and the Crushers just couldn't deal with them. Absolutely amazing. Again, as you can see, my Demonettes, I've got Demonettes for absolutely no value on, so I use them very poorly. The Spawn did okay, but they could have been done a lot better if I supported them correctly. The Furies did well, and the Cavalry got some okay trades in, but again, I could have used them better. That's everything for this video, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.